Hello, and welcome to KPIs and Dashboards of Manufacturing. My name is Tara Stiles-Rath. In this presentation, we'll be going through key performance indicators, including the role of KPIs in Industry 4.0, KPI classification, selecting and monitoring KPIs, and in KPIs in manufacturing. We will also be going through dashboards, including role of dashboards, characteristics and contents, and dashboards of manufacturing. And we will wrap up with a quick opinion from myself. Industry 4.0 has been dubbed the fourth industrial revolution and embodies the evolution of technology within the business space and includes such advances as the Internet of Things, big data, and advanced analytics. The fourth industrial revolution is particularly focused on the manufacturing industries because in today's global market, manufacturing businesses must gain control over any loss in efficiency and be proactive rather than reactive. With this increased capability of businesses to obtain data, they are using the data to increase efficiencies and monitor production at a level not seen before. This leads to the advent of using key performance indicators. With the increase of data and sensors, businesses need a way to determine performance. Dr. Edward Deming, a leader in management science, once said, "If you can't measure it, you can't manage it." Transactional and process data are being collected from the process floor, through the production and business level, and from the outside world from various timescales. Data collected from the process level are basic manufacturing tasks such as heating, mixing, agitating, sealing, conveying. Data collected at the production level are those data that are collected to bring the business plan to life and can include equipment scheduling, quality monitoring checks, traceability activities, or scheduling shipments of incoming and outgoing material. Data collected at the business level are those that contribute to the overall strategy of the business and include sales, marketing, purchasing, competitor financials, or economic data. At each of these levels, it is crucial to determine which performance metrics are important. Many use key performance indicators to track, identify, and react to pertinent data. Key performance indicators are generally grouped into three tiers. The first tier, which is the base of the pyramid, are performance metrics that are required for doing business, such as human safety, food safety, or environmental regulations. The second level of KPIs include metrics pertaining to efficiency, quality, and production planning. Companies cannot advance to second-tier KPIs without first having a solid base of first-tier KPIs. Metrics in this tier include measurements such as overall equipment efficiency, first-pass yield, utilization efficiency, and first-pass quality. The third and top tier of KPIs are those that involve manpower requirements, such as turnover rate, lost workdays, and even job satisfaction. KPIs all contain key characteristics, including the KPI must have a unit of measurement, whether the measurement is absolute or adjusted, the time period the measurement is taken, such as daily, monthly, quarterly, or yearly, and the scope of the indicator. There is an 8-step model for selecting and monitoring KPIs. First, identify the goals for production, which ties into the overall business strategy. Secondly, identify all potential indicators that you can have for your process. Third, select only the key indicators and identify monitoring parameters and assign resources. 4, set targets. These can be internal targets or industry standard targets. 5th, start collecting data, evaluate, and analyze. This is going to be your most time-consuming step. 6, communicate and evaluate the results. And 7, act on those results. You can either continue to monitor, you can course correct, or agree to new goals. 8, review the system, policies, and business objectives to set the stage for selecting new indicators. Key performance indicators are used in most manufacturing facilities, but the methods of implementing, monitoring, and rewarding employees for meeting goals varies widely across industries. One of the steps in the 8-step process emphasizes the need to gather feedback from employees to best identify meaningful KPIs, yet in every company I've worked for, this has not been the case. KPIs are generally selected by upper management and then rolled out to production workers, and their input and feedback is never gathered. The best way to get employee engagement for a goal is to involve them in the preliminary discussions for selecting KPIs. The employees operating the equipment will often know more about the opportunities for improvement than upper management, and they often have creative and useful ideas for how to make operations more efficient and reliable. One movement that isn't well covered in the literature are KPIs concerning employees, or Tier 3 KPIs. The pandemic caused a large labor shortage, which has increased turnover rates, especially in manufacturing facilities. Some companies have recognized that in order to reduce turnover rates, they need to increase employee satisfaction. Tech companies have always been at the forefront of employee perks, but manufacturing companies are starting to recognize they too need to increase internal marketing to increase retention. It would be beneficial for there to be more literature and research on KPIs that focus on their employee aspect of manufacturing, as it quickly is becoming an expectation that employees are engaged and enjoy their work environments. Now I will move on to dashboards. For these purposes, a dashboard is defined as a relatively small collection of interconnected key performance metrics and underlying performance drivers that reflects both short-term and long-term interests to be viewed in common throughout the organization. The information shown on a dashboard must align with this purpose. Dashboards that cater to short-term goals are classified as being operational dashboards since they reflect performance metrics related to recent manufacturing processes and are used to determine changes in day-to-day activities. Operational dashboards typically contain a benchmark, and they are typically more interactive, allowing users to drill down into the details of the data. Long-term dashboards are used for strategic planning and goal setting and are used to determine overall business performance or yearly performance across various functions within the organization. No matter the purpose of the dashboard, there are 4 key items that should be considered when developing a dashboard. First, there needs to be a consistency across dashboards so that employees using the data presented are talking the same language. This also means that data used in the dashboard is consistent across sites, so managers can compare apples to apples and there is no data skewness to mislead or misinform. Secondly, the dashboard monitors performance, provides information on what is happening, and provides information on corrective measures taken and key takeaways from opportunities or missteps. Dashboards are not meant to only show positives. They are meant to provide realistic insight into an organization. This leads us to the third consideration. Dashboards are meant to help organizations plan. They have visual representation of data to help users quickly identify KPIs that are leading and lagging, and that in turn helps organizations allocate resources accordingly. For long-term goals, dashboards can be used in the planning cycle to assess performance, identify areas of focus for improvement, and plan for new performance metrics. Lastly, dashboards are meant to communicate within an organization and external to an organization. The key to developing a dashboard that effectively communicates data is determining the audience and understanding the data literacy of the target audience. Once the focus and details of what the dashboard will present have been chosen, it is important to properly design the dashboard. The overall goal is to effectively convey data. The best way to do this is by using the data to tell a story. First, the dashboard needs to gain a user's trust by having reliable data that has been properly processed and cleaned and is transparent about when the data was last updated. The way the dashboard will be presented and how the user will interact with the dashboard needs to be considered. This will determine how complex or how simple the dashboard will be, whether it needs to be printer or smartphone friendly, and if there needs to be filters and drill downs available for this user. The easier the dashboard is to view and use, the more comfortable the user will be and the more they will focus on the story being told. The special arrangement of items in a Z pattern that follows the normal flow of reading patterns will draw the user's eye to the correct diagrams in the correct order, starting with the top left corner and going in a Z pattern across the page. It is also important to use visual cues that include all users. Such considerations such as selecting graphs that are understandable and intuitive, as well as colors that are detectable by colorblind users, will aid in the overall flow of the dashboard. Each visual item should have a descriptive title, a caption that adds to the story, and a cohesive color scheme that links graphs, charts, and other visual items together. Manufacturing dashboards can be lumped into 4 different buckets, the first being process context dashboards. These are going to be dashboards that show you what a piece of equipment is doing and how it is running. Second, a process performance dashboard, which gives an overall view of how a process is performing from start to end. Third, process knowledge dashboards are those that will have manuals for how to work equipment, training videos, or other work instructions necessary for a station. And fourth, process communication dashboards. These are going to be your least visual dashboards, and they're more used to communicate between shifts or from HR to employees. And lastly, a quick note for myself. From the literature, it's quite evident that KPIs are ubiquitous in business. Everybody uses them, and they're a great tool for tracking and trending where you want to go for your business. But the key to having effective KPIs is making sure you have the resources allocated to tracking, trending, and improving those KPI buckets that you looked at, and also holding people accountable for reaching the goals you want to obtain. I hope you enjoyed KPIs and dashboards in manufacturing. The other group members I had were Amanda Carpenter and Patrick Glenn. I hope you watched all our videos, enjoyed every single one of them. Thank you.